It's NBC for dependable news and reliable reports. In 30 minutes, Lyle Van will bring you all the news and the news behind the news. Listen at 6 o'clock tonight over this station, WEAF, NBC in New York. And now stay tuned for Just Plain Bill. When corns and calluses threaten to cut down your efficiency, get Free Zone. Listen to these 4 features. 1, it goes to work instantly to relieve pain. 2, used as directed, Free Zone helps remove the corn. 3, Free Zone is a fresh-colored liquid which dries quickly, forming a medicated film over the sore spot. 4, there are no clumsy pads or plasters to fool with. Get Free Zone today. Recommended by many druggists for over 27 years. Now, Just Plain Bill. Here is the music that brings you one of radio's best love stories. Just Plain Bill Davidson, Barber of Hartville. A tender, real-life story of people who might be your own next-door neighbor. Here's something you should know if you ever suffer from the sudden pain of headaches, neuritis, or neuralgia. It's a way to ease the pain, often within a few minutes. A way that's incredibly fast and effective. It's Anacin. Anacin is made like a doctor's prescription. That is, it contains not just one, but a combination of medically proven active ingredients in easy-to-take tablet form. Thousands of people were first introduced to Anacin through their own physicians or dentists. But today it's in such widespread use that all drugstores have it, and anyone may enjoy its benefits. Next time you suffer from the pains of a headache, neuritis, or neuralgia, by all means try Anacin. You'll like the convenience of Anacin tablets, and you'll be delighted with Anacin's incredibly fast action. Take only as directed. If pain persists or is unusually severe, see your doctor. Anacin, Anacin. Ask for it today at your druggist. And now, Just Plain Bill. As the sun goes down behind the hills west of Hartville, and the tree shadows lengthen along Main Street, Bill's daughter, Nancy, and her husband, Carrie Donovan, are sitting silent and thoughtful on the front porch of their home.
Nancy.
Yes, Carrie?
A penny for your thoughts.
They aren't worth that much, I'm afraid. I was just worrying.
About what?
About everything, I guess. Carrie, wasn't that our telephone ringing?
No, Nancy, that's the crickets.
Oh. That's what I'm worried about, Carrie.
What, the crickets?
Oh, no. Oh, Carrie, I'm not in the mood for joking.
I'm sorry, I was just trying to...
Yes, I know, darling. You were just trying to cheer me up. But I don't want to be cheered up, Carrie. I just want to hear from Daddy about how Gwen Arthur is.
You're worried about the way Gwen's taking the death of her mother, aren't you?
Yes. She was terribly upset this afternoon.
Well, that's only natural.
Well, it isn't natural for a girl to be as bitter as Gwen is.
She's had a pretty bad shock, Nancy.
Even that shouldn't make her turn against all her friends who tried to help her.
She'll get over it.
Oh, I don't know. She said some pretty bitter things.
Once this shock is worn off, she'll be sorry she ever said them.
It may be too late then.
Too late?
Gwen was cruel, Carrie. She accused Dr. Hunter of murdering her mother. And she told Dr. Hunter's son, Jeff, the boy who loves her, that she never wanted to see him again.
I tell you, she'll get over that, Nancy, once she calms down.
Yes, Gwen may get over it, Carrie, but I wonder if Dr. Hunter and Jeff ever will.
In the meantime, at the home of Dr. Craig Hunter, Bill has given Mrs. Hunter the message Gwen Arthur has asked him to deliver. And Sybil Hunter, a smile of triumph on her face, has rushed over to Gwen's house to stay with her, while Bill is left facing the troubled gaze of Dr. Hunter's son, Jeff.
I don't get it, Bill.
Oh, what do you mean, Jeff?
Oh, this business of Gwen sending for Sybil to stay with her. You'd think at a time like this she'd want one of her older friends, like you or Mrs. Donovan.
Or you, Jeff.
Well, Gwen knows how much I care about her, that I'd do anything to help.
I'm afraid right now Gwen is confused and upset, son.
Well, that's all the more reason why she should have friends around her. Sybil isn't her friend. Just the other day, she was telling me she didn't want me to have anything more to do with Gwen.
Yes, I know, but Gwen wants your stepmother to stay with her now, and that seems to be that.
Well, there's something I can do about it.
Well, what's that?
I'm going over to Gwen's house right now. I don't care if Sybil is there to listen. I'm going to make Gwen understand.
But your father, Jeff, don't you think you should stay here with him?
What for? Dad's shut himself up in his study ever since he came home. Won't talk to anyone, not even me.
Oh. Well, I'd hoped I could see him for a few minutes.
Well, you can try if you want to, Bill, but I'm on my way over to Gwen's right now. You'll find Dad in his study. Just knock on his door.
If Craig Hunter has shut himself away from everyone, it means just one thing. Craig looks on Mrs. Arthur's death as one more failure for himself. Perhaps his final failure. I've got to make him see how wrong he is. Craig. Oh, Craig. You let me in.
Who is it?
It's me, Bill Davidson. I want to talk to you.
Not now, Bill. I don't want to see anyone now.
But I've got to talk to you now, Craig. It's about a sick friend.
What sick friend, Bill?
You.
Oh. Come on in, Bill. So you think I'm sick, do you?
Yes, I do.
Why?
The symptoms, Doctor, they're all there.
Symptoms?
The closed door, the desire to be alone, not to talk to anyone.
I see. And what's your diagnosis, Bill?
Well, Doctor, it's all very simple.
Is it?
Yes, I've examined the history of your case thoroughly, and I find that you're suffering from a wrong idea.
I see. And the cure, that is, if there is one?
There is.
And what's your prescription?
Face the facts. Forget the past. Realize that there can't be failure where there was never a chance for success. Know that.
That's enough, Bill.
Enough?
We've played our little game. Yes, it's a game, Bill. You're trying to humor me. I recognize the formula. I've used it often myself on despondent patients. But it won't work, Bill. Not this time.
Well, Craig, I guess I'm not as good a doctor as I thought I was.
Why?
Well, the patient refuses to take my medicine.
I'm afraid there is no medicine that can cure this particular patient.
Well, my diagnosis was right anyway.
Was it?
Of course it was. I can read you like a book.
Can you?
Yes. When I came in, you were sitting here feeling sorry for yourself. Telling yourself you're a failure all over again. That you've proved you're a bungling incompetent and you might as well quit.
That may be a part of my book, Bill. But you're looking at the wrong page.
Why?
It's not myself I feel sorry for. It's Gwen and Jeff and Sybil.
You're sorry for them?
Yes. What's happened today and what it's going to mean to them in the days to come.
The loss of her mother has been a terrible shock to poor Gwen. But she'll get over it.
Yes. She'll get over it. But neither Gwen nor Jeff nor Sybil will ever get over the fact that I failed them.
You didn't fail them.
I was Mrs. Arthur's doctor.
Gwen depended on me to save her. And I let her die.
No one thinks it was your fault?
You heard what Gwen said, Bill. I murdered her mother.
Oh, but she was hysterical. She didn't know what she was saying. And no one could have saved Mrs. Arthur. Doc Barton and the specialists who examined her all said her case was hopeless, that she might die almost any time.
You may be right about that, Bill. Perhaps she might have died almost any time, even before I took over her case. But the fact remains she didn't die until she was my patient, until she was in my care. Don't you see what that means, Bill? People in this town have been saying right along that they have their doubts about my ability as a doctor. They think Doc Barton should never have called on me to take over his practice. Now, with Mrs. Arthur dying while she's in my care, they'll have proof that I am a failure.
Doc Barton would never have let you take over his practice, Craig, unless he had confidence in you.
Confidence?
Yes, he has confidence in you. I'll bet he was confident you weren't the kind of doctor who'd want to run out on his job, beaten by a bit of small-town gossip.
It isn't me I'm worrying about, Bill. It's what that gossip can do to Sybil and Jeff.
They don't seem to be worrying.
They don't understand what it can do to them. You heard how Gwen spoke to me. You saw her drive Jeff away from her because he's my son.
But Gwen was upset.
Even when she calms down, Bill, she'll never again trust me. There'll always be something there to come between the feeling she and Jeff have for each other.
I don't know. I think Jeff can take care of that.
What do you mean?
He's going over to Gwen's house right now, determined to make her understand this whole thing.
How?
He's going to prove to her that it wasn't your fault her mother died. That other doctors had said her case was hopeless.
He'll only make matters worse. Gwen will never understand what he's trying to say.
I don't know, Craig. Sometimes the language of love is the easiest language of them all to understand. But anyway, you can bet that Jeff isn't going to give up without a struggle.
I've got to make her understand. I've got to. Gwen? Gwen, let me in. Gwen, I want to talk to you. She won't answer. There's no sound at all inside the house. I know she's there. Sybil's there with her. Maybe they didn't hear me. Gwen! Please, Gwen, let me talk to you. Gwen, please, let me in.
Although Jeff continues to knock on her door and beg her to listen, Gwen refuses to answer. Does this mean Sybil Hunter has been successful at last in breaking up the friendship between Gwen and Jeff? A friendship on which, as Phil has said, so much depends. Every day, you hear more and more about a remarkable way to relieve the pain of headaches, neuritis, and neuralgia. The name is Anacin, spelled A-N-A-C-I-N. Thousands of men and women discovered this way when their own physicians or dentists handed them an envelope containing Anacin tablets. Anacin is made like a doctor's prescription. That is, it's composed of not just one, but a combination of medically proven active ingredients in convenient tablet form. Next time you have pain from headache, neuritis, or neuralgia, try Anacin instead of the way you're now using. You'll be delighted with its incredibly fast, effective action. Try it with this money-back guarantee. If the first few tablets don't give complete satisfaction, you may return the unused portion and your money will be refunded. Ask for Anacin today at any drugstore. Take only as directed. If pain persists or is unusually severe, see your doctor. Easy-to-take Anacin tablets come in handy boxes of 12 and 30 and economical family-sized bottles of 50 and 100.